Hi and welcome to my first mini March tutorial. So I've decided to do some slightly shorter tutorials so it's not such a massive chunk of time that's needed to complete them. So I thought we'd do some spring Easter type themes. So I've started with ducklings. This is also the first time on a Patreon tutorial that I've included the reference photo on the left-hand side, so you can see it on the screen as I draw. So if this is something you like, then please do let me know. The drawing itself is at a slight angle because I do draw on an easel, so the camera is behind me at a slight angle going over my left shoulder. So it's not quite straight on, so the proportions do look slightly different. But when I show you the ducklings image at the end, you'll see that the proportions are the same. So I'm just going through how I've drawn these ducklings. I spent quite a while doing that bit of background there, that sort of rocky pond type image. And then I'm going in to do the first duckling. Now this is on a really small scale. It's 15 by 15 centimeters, which is why I was able to do it so quickly. So the time of this tutorial in real time is 3.5 hours. And it just meant on this scale that it's a bit looser in style, but you do still get the idea of how to get in those layers and how to get in those tones to make something that looks realistic. So you'll see I went in with the soft pastels and then I'm rubbing in my base layers and then I'm going over the top with the pastel pencils as I normally would. Now we're trying to get that sort of wet feather effect there. So there's lots of greys and greeny tones as well as the yellows and the whites and the creams, just to blend that all together, get some blue in there, just to get those sort of wet feathers. Now, I wasn't going for identical to the image, I was going for similar to the image, so it's not exactly the same, but it is like a looser style that mimics what the image was doing. And the brilliant thing about this is it's not a commission, so we can have fun with it. We can make it ever so slightly different. It doesn't have to be identical to the image. As long as it still looks like what we are trying to draw, I think it works really, really well. So I'm going in again with the unison soft pastels and I'm just getting in the idea of those tones and those colours that I want to be there, so I can then go over the top with the pencils. And I worked a lot quicker on this duckling, I think, because I'd already got the hang of what I was doing with the one on the left. I always find that with pastel portraits, it goes a lot quicker towards the end because you've already worked out what colours you want to use and the way you want to use them to achieve the results that you want. So this duckling here, it was slightly harder because you couldn't really see exactly what was going on with the face because it's hidden behind the other one, but I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It's a really sweet image and it looks like they're sort of cuddled up together, which is quite nice. So just going in and finishing off those feathers, and then that is the end of the tutorial. So it's a nice short tutorial that you can do in a quick amount of time, so it doesn't take up so much of your month, and you feel like you achieved something. So I really hope you'll join me over on Patreon for the real-time version, and you can create your own ducklings. Thanks very much. See you next time. Bye.